Welcome back to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good in our community. And we love talking about LITE Memphis, their focus on helping students become entrepreneurs and succeed in life and business. We're joined by someone who knows all about the impact of LITE Memphis. We have a volunteer mentor with LITE Memphis, Terini DewBerry. How are you doing, Terini?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing very well. So we've known and worked with LITE Memphis for a long time, doing amazing work, especially when it comes to spurring entrepreneurship and entrepreneurialism with our youth. But give us a little bit of history for LITE Memphis.
So LITE Memphis has been around for a long time. Personally, when I got into LITE Memphis, it was around 2016. As a student, I started in high school, and I started with just being that scared little kid, not knowing what to do, where to go, how to get those skills to be an entrepreneur in business. And LITE Memphis literally just scooped me up and put me on the platform and teaching me those great business skills. They teach youth, they teach minority communities and Latinx communities on how to build relationships and understand that you matter, your businesses matter. They help you develop ideas, they help you fund your ideas, and they put you right in front of the people who will help you.
And that's a really good illustration for the program for sure. And I want to dive in deeper because for those, when you talk about what this means for the community at large, for those in the community who are listening to this and watching this on the video, it's like there's really powerful opportunities for what you're doing, not only with teaching entrepreneurship, but problem solving, self-confidence, financial literacy, like all of these things that you're kind of articulating are so important to youth development and leadership development for our city. And so let's kind of unpack how this works, because to me, one of the cool things is you really challenge students to look at the community through a lens of problem solving. So instead of necessarily complaining about a problem, it's like, okay, let's look for the problems and identify them and then come up with how can we be a proactive solution to solve this problem. So talk about kind of where it starts with the students.
So when it starts with the students is we're like, okay, so what's your idea? What do you want to do? What change do you want to make in the community? And so we also start with pain points. A pain point in the community, it could be your daily life. It could be in your personal education. It could be in anything. And let's figure out what pain point you want to solve, how you can contribute to society. And from there, we start a business on, okay, so this is the pain point. This is what I can do for my community. This is what we can provide. And we start to give them resources. We teach them on budgeting. We teach them on actual people who they could possibly contact. We put them in front of those people if we have that resource. And we make sure they understand that you can make a change and that you can show your face and let people know, like, hey, I'm here and I have a solution to the problem in our community that we want to solve.
What was one of the most impactful parts for you when you first went through it? What was something that was like an aha moment that really kind of changed the way you look at not only business, but for you personally, your ability to create change?
Personally, my aha moment when I went through the program was definitely not realizing how big LITE Memphis could impact the people around them and actually impact the community of Memphis. Of course, as a student, you're like, okay, it's just my little idea, my little whatever I can do to make sure that they see me, they understand that I'm a smart student, I could possibly make change. But then when they tell you and they put you on that huge pitch stage, or they put you in front of the stakeholders and they're like, hey, here's my idea, tell them who you are, tell them what you do, tell them what you can do. And then they come back and tell you, hey, I can actually help you. Hey, let's use this idea. Let's actually move forward with it. So my really aha moment was definitely when my idea could actually be moved forward and not just stay within the program. It could be pushed forward. It could accelerate. I can actually use it in my personal life. I could create that business, maybe create that LLC. It just makes the student feel so much bigger than who they are. And it gives them that confidence.
I'll never forget one of the first ones, and this was obviously years ago, but the student wanted to basically had identified food deserts and wanted to create opportunities to be able to sell produce. originally was thinking, really big right out of the gates, go and like buy property and
Yeah.
have a grocery store. And it's like, wait a second, you could work with a community garden right now, do pop-up shops and sell your produce and fresh, fruits and vegetables and really help, minimize the food desert within this neighborhood. And the light bulb goes off and it's like, wait a second, I can do this right now as a student. I don't have to buy the brick and mortar. I can literally.
Right.
And it was really cool. And next thing you know, they put it in play. And I think once again, to your point, you realize, wait a second, at any age, you can become a change maker and create change. You can become an entrepreneur. And two is you can start today, but it's just a matter of a volunteer, a mentor, an adult, someone pouring into you and helping you kind of guide that conversation and that knowledge, which leads to talk about some of the ways that, volunteers can plug in to this program.
Of course. So volunteers can plug in so many different ways. Personally, I have volunteered with LITE Memphis since I left the program. I went to college and was volunteering in the program. I graduated college and I am still volunteering as a mentor to the program. I think it's very important for you to have someone to look up to or have someone that they can relate to. And so any volunteer could contact Lakeithia, who was our director, and can ask her, like, where is your need? What do the students need? And sometimes it's just someone to listen to, like a conversation, let's talk. Sometimes it's a business resource. And sometimes it's just, hey, let me help you get this business plan together. Let me help you figure out what you want to do with your logo. Let me help you figure out the legal behind these things, maybe marketing, which is my specialty is in digital marketing. So all of those things are helpful to the students. They're getting lots of resources that we probably didn't have much in the past, or something they don't get in their everyday life, and everything is evolving, it's moving forward. So that's how volunteers can plug in any way possible. Of course, just reach out to us and we'll put you in the right places. But also as a mentor, it just feels great to watch students' faces light up when they realize, oh, I can really do this. I can actually make a change.
For you as a volunteer mentor, what do you kind of get out of it on your end? Because I think, like anything, you hear volunteers all the time say, well, I get more out of this than even the person that I'm serving. So what has it meant to you to be a volunteer mentor?
Oh gosh, I've always felt that children are the future. I feel like anything you want to change, it starts with the youth. So you should always reach back and pull up youth with you and not just move forward and forget that you were once a child, you were once young. And so for me, I get the happiness from seeing the children happy and understanding that they have a voice, understanding that they can prevail in anything that they put their minds to, that, art is a career. Art is huge now. Back then, when I thought of art, I was like, well, I might not be able to make money. Now there's so many different ways you can take art and make money. You could become the number one artist in the world. And that's with any kind of art, whether it's painting or music. So I feel like, to me, I just get the joy of seeing their faces, seeing them grow, seeing their happiness, understanding that you can do this, and just literally pushing them in the right direction and making sure that they know that I will always be here if you need me.
And to your point, your background, marketing and that kind of creative space, but what would you encourage for other volunteers who say, I'm not sure what I bring to the table. Maybe I know finance, maybe I know operations, maybe I'm, a CEO. Obviously, there's all these different skill sets and experience levels.
Right.
What would you say to someone in terms of who says, oh, this sounds like something I'm really interested in, but I don't know if I have the skill sets? What would your words of encouragement be for them?
I would say your skill set can always be utilized. Anywhere you go, it can be utilized, whether you are a janitor, whether you are a person who writes the checks for the company, whether you are a person who is the transportation guy to get everyone to where they're going. You will always make an impact in someone else's life. So don't feel like that you don't have the qualifications. There are no qualifications as long as you have, a good background check, you're good. Because we're working with youth. But I feel like anyone who's like, well, I want to be a volunteer, but I'm not sure if my skill set can be utilized. It can be utilized. Well, of course, you just reach out. We'll put you in the right direction. We'll let you know, maybe we can talk about this topic instead of this topic, or maybe you can help out in this area and not in this area. But just don't feel scared to come on in.
Yeah, and I think that's the key is everyone has something to offer. And
Exactly.
you, by just showing up and sharing your time and experience and honestly, just your love, like that right there goes so far. And on both ends, you and the youth will learn. And it's like, it's a tremendous
Mhm.
opportunity to grow on both sides. You mentioned kind of a pitch day. And so
Yes.
the students at the end kind of have this culminating opportunity to really share their ideas and get feedback and investment and things like that. And so talk about what that means for the students, but also obviously for the mentors and the public.
Awesome. So pitch day for the students is a huge day. The nerves are all there. They're scared. They're like, okay, I worked all summer. I've worked during school. I've tried to get it together. I've been thinking about it. And now it's time to actually showcase what I've been doing. So you're presenting to stakeholders, you're presenting to the community, you're presenting to your parents, your guardians, you're letting them know this is what I've been working on. This is how I feel about this statement. This is the pain point in our community. And this is what I have to offer for the solution. Now, on the other side, with the volunteers and the mentors, it's also a very huge day. We've gotten them riled up. We've gotten them together. A lot of people who are shy are now outspoken. A lot of people who are outspoken are even more outspoken. And we've just gotten it together to the point where they're like, I'm ready. We've gotten some funding already. We're starting everything that we can start. We've given them what we can give them. And we're like, let's go. Let's do this. The cameras are on. Let's press record. Let's go. And just give your best self. Don't be nervous. Don't get scared. I know for the past 2 years, we've definitely been doing it virtual, but I'm glad to have an in-person pitch day, and we're excited. So we're just ready to get the kids rolling.
Absolutely. I know that one of the evolutions has been internships and all sorts of new
Mhm.
opportunities. So talk about internships and other opportunities to engage the students.
Awesome. So I can speak on my experience when it comes to the internship program. I know during the summer we offer internships, and of course, you fill out internally. We fill out applications on, hey, what kind of internships do you want? Do you want something in marketing? Do you want something in IT? Do you want something in like the hotel industry? You know, like what are you interested in? What do you want to do in the future? And so that's what it looks like internally. Externally, we reach out to these companies and we say, hey, we have this internship. We want our students to be able to gain experience while they're young, before they go to college, while they're in college, even sometimes after college. We just want to put their best foot forward. So it's more so a collaboration to get the student the best experience and give them a paid experience, because you should be paid for your value and your time is money. And we're teaching them that early.
Absolutely. Well, and a lot of this is, when you talk about the volunteer experience, internships, it's about relationship building. It's about
Of
relationship
course.
building and opening doors of opportunity really on both ends that creates these, leadership and growth and development for the youth who are our future leaders. So carry that forward in terms of what would your words of encouragement be for companies and individuals to really get involved with LITE Memphis and where to go to kind of take those first steps?
Okay, so I would encourage companies to get involved with us because we are making sure that our students are prepared for the future. We are preparing them for the busy world. We're preparing them for the real world, although we're living the real world sometimes as a child versus adult. We know it can be two different worlds. So we want to make sure that they understand that these children are learning. They are young, but they need that experience in order to gain those skills to move forward, to be better people, to hone in on their skills. And it also helps with our mission of making sure that students are prepared and they increase their self-worth, make sure that their confidence is huge. We want to make sure education is always first so we don't interfere with that. But we just want to make sure that companies understand that we really make sure that youth is first. We want to put them in the right seats. We want to take them, pick them up, and put them right in the seat where they belong. And that depends on any industry that they're interested in. Companies, of course, can reach out to us at LITE Memphis, and we could put you in contact with the right people, depending on what kind of company you are. And then we put you in contact with the right student, and we just make sure that we connect that relationship, and we just put you in the right place.
The website is litememphis.org, and that's spelled LITE. So litememphis.org is the website where everyone can go to learn more. And wrap up on your end with just, when you talk about LITE Memphis and the impact it's had on you and your life, as you mentioned, it's been a profound impact. But what would you say to just how much LITE Memphis has meant to you personally?
LITE Memphis has meant a lot to me personally. LITE Memphis took me out of a shell and literally put me on a stage in front of people I didn't know, put me in front of a community I didn't know I had, showed me that I have a voice, that I have the voice to use to push myself and my community forward. Because of LITE Memphis, I was able to join organizations within college that helped me to push my professional and personal skills. I also now have a business that I probably would not have had before LITE Memphis, because it helped me be able to talk to people like you, have those interviews, have those conversations, network, build those relationships. So LITE Memphis has been a huge impact in my life, and I will always want to be plugged into LITE Memphis to make sure that I'm also helping someone else.
Nice. I love it. Once again, the website is litememphis.org, LITE Memphis.org, and all over social media as LITE Memphis as well. So very easy to find. Terini, thank you for all you do, for being a volunteer mentor and serving and giving back. Greatly appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here. You guys are awesome.